All right, turning to politics now, Republican presidential candidate Jeb Bush is trying to lift himself out of a campaign slump.
His campaign says it's going to cut down on staff, costs, and travel as a way to streamline their efforts. The former governor of Florida has been struggling to gain momentum. A new Bloomberg Des Moines Register poll has him only 5% of support in Iowa, trailing far behind frontrunners Dr. Ben Carson and Donald Trump. Nancy Cordes is with us in Washington with more on what's to come.
Nancy, the one thing that I keep thinking about is as this campaign is making cuts to staff, his last name is Bush.
That's right. And he still has, don't forget, a big super PAC that is backing him. He's not technically allowed to coordinate with him, but they've definitely got his interest in mind, and they are still flush with cash. So he can afford to pare down, and he has to pare down because he only brought in a little bit more money in the third quarter than he spent. You think back several months, he really built up a big campaign apparatus early, snapped up a lot of top talent, and that translates into high price talent because he was trying to spook other potential Republican candidates, trying to show them, look, I'm so big, I'm so powerful, you shouldn't even bother getting into the race. That was a good strategy at the time, but everyone is still in the race. And so if he wants to be able to go the distance and not get into the kind of situation that Scott Walker got into, where he got too big too fast, couldn't afford to keep going, and ended up having to pull out precipitously, then he's got to get leaner. He's got to get meaner, and sort of hunker down financially for the long haul.
Nancy, would you consider this a critical point right now with the thinning of the herd, so to speak, for these candidates?
Normally, that would be the case, especially in a Republican field that has 15, 16 people in it. But we're just not seeing that. All these Republican candidates are holding on, even the ones who are at 1 or 2% in the polls, hoping that the other guys get out first and hoping that they can consolidate some of that establishment support. I mean, think about the Democratic field. We only had 5 people in the race to begin with, and we already lost 2 of them just this week, Lincoln Chafee and Jeb Webb, both dropping out of the Democratic primary. But on the Republican side, the candidates who have a lot of money, the candidates who don't have a lot of money, they're all hanging in there, at least for now.